Hey friends, Amitabha, Elliott here. Just wanted to make a quick little video for you talking about the self and the ego and the I, and trying to explain how it's not really real. And something that just came to mind that will help explain that a little bit. It's going to be a very short video. And the self, the ego, the I is not really real. We believe it to be real because we seem to have this continuous experience, and we seem to think that because there is the perception of a continuous experience, that there is a self, there is something that is continuing on. But if you learn about dependent origination, I talked a little bit about that in my last video, and I'll put some more links below, teaching dependent origination from Yuttadhammo and others. And I encourage you to check those out. But if you understand that this self, this I, this fiction is created through ignorance, through lack of understanding how reality actually works, then you understand that there is no actual substance to it, because everything is rising and ceasing, beginning and ending, being born and dying, and it's impermanent. All thoughts are impermanent, all mental states are impermanent, all bodily formations are impermanent. Everything that comes to exist is impermanent, and therefore there is no lasting self. There's just this continual creation of pseudo-self. And the way you can look at this, it's a really helpful way. I was just meditating, and my eyes are a little glossy because of that, but this just came into my meditation, and I really wanted to share this with you. Then I'm going to get back to my meditation. Is you can consider the self like a wave. And there really is no wave. There's really just water. And you could say that water is your nature, like peaceful, calm, still water is your nature. But you get these waves because of momentum from previous moments of water, and something has pushed that water. And we would say on the mental realm, this is ignorance that is pushing the waves of the waters of the mind to agitate them and become stirred. And then as the ignorance pushes the mind, an idea of self, a concept of ego, a concept of self arises, and we believe in that, and we continue it. And through our ignorance and lack of understanding how craving is creating this momentum, wanting to be, wanting to become, wanting to get, wanting to push things away, wanting to be happy, wanting to be free. All of these desires, although some are a little more noble because they can lead you to a path to actually freeing yourself, these create momentum, and the mind becomes a wave. And then because it seems continuous, we think that's a self. And if you looked at a wave, if you understand a wave, you understand that if you took away the momentum, then the wave would just become still again. And just as the wave eventually will crest over and crash, so too will we. Yet this wave that we are creating can go on for infinity, can go on forever, until we realize that we've been creating this momentum, this I, this self, this phony, fake belief of there being an ego. And until we see through it and start to see things as they are without projecting this idea of a self on everything, then this wave will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And what meditation does, proper meditation, is it sort of calms the winds of the mind, so that we don't create, the wave can lose strength, and eventually it will lose all of its power, all of its momentum, and then it'll just be a calm, clear water. and you can see to the depths of the ocean only when the water is completely still. And therefore you can only see to the depths of reality when your mind is completely still. And that's why meditation is so valuable. So, one thing I just wanted to mention quickly is that we need to be careful about following spiritual teachings that teach about an ego, because it does seem so real. Because, well, this happened and I got angry and it was like I was possessed, and that must be the ego, and that's like the ego, and it's taking me over, and the real self is the observer, and the ego is what's polluting this me. But really, it's all an illusion. Even this observer self, everything, all of it is an illusion. Everything that you can perceive, everything that you are, is an illusion, because it's all based in ignorance. And we can't possibly know what's real until we've completely stilled the waters of our mind forever. And that's what nirvana is, that's what enlightenment is the complete stilling of our minds. So I wish you luck in your meditation. I hope if you haven't taken up a meditation practice that you might begin. And the teachings in Theravada Buddhism will really help you. And I hope this has helped you, and I hope some of my other videos might help you. And peace, I love you, and have a wonderful day. And try to release this idea of self and see how it affects your life. When you get upset, reflect on it, and who's upset. Because whenever there's upset, there's always, well, I'm upset, and I can't believe they did this to me, and this is my fault, and I'm such a bad person, and or they're terrible, and all these things, right? The government or the church or whoever, demonizing our friends and our family and ourselves, or making ourselves, be important. So if we let all that go, if we let all these ideas go, see what's left. If you say, well, it's just anger that arose, and it was I've been angry before in my life, and now I'm angry again, and the anger is the same. The only thing that's different is what triggered it. So really, if we remove the triggers and we say, well, the real trigger wasn't the other person that did something to me, or the government that did something to somebody else, or whatever. It's not really the other person. It's really me, because I was believing in this self, this idea. And when you have this belief in a self, then there's somebody that can be stirred. There's material that can be agitated. And so if we release the idea of a self, then we don't have the winds with which to push the waves and gather momentum and create an I and create suffering. So have a wonderful day. I love you, and metta, 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 metta.